Hello and welcome to this I Teach Stamping video tutorial. Today I'm excited to share with you the Build a Blossom stamp set along with the Blossoms Petals punch. I love two-step stamp sets. I love that you can use the same stamps to get all different outcomes. So I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to start with the leaves. These are two separate stamps. I just have them mounted on the same acrylic block. This is going to be our background, and then this is going to be our top layer. There is a third one in this set, so you can even achieve more looks. I'm going to start with the lighter color ink for my background one, and this is certainly celery. So I'm going to stamp that. Then I can go over it with the darker color of Old Olive. And that's how you get that great dimensional look with your leaves. The other thing you can do is you can start with just your darker ink, stamp it onto your scratch paper, and then stamp it on, and then go back over it with your top layer and stamp it in the same color ink. So you can get the same look with one ink pad or with two. Then the next thing you can do is just use colored cardstock, and this is what I'm going to do to finish out my card. So I'm going to stamp in Old Olive ink onto Old Olive cardstock. And for this card, I'll need 2 leaves. So then you can simply slide your cardstock into your punch and punch out your leaves. You just cannot make leaves any more simple than that right there. Okay, so now moving on. Let's talk about our flower. I'm going to use Daffodil Delight ink because it's probably one of my favorite colors ever. I'm just going to do the topmost layer of this one, and I'm also going to stamp this. Now I'm stamping this onto Very Vanilla cardstock. And then I can go in with my punch and punch out the leaf, or the flower petal. Okay, so I've done that ahead of time so you didn't have to watch me punch and punch and punch and punch. So for my card, I'm going to need 2 leaves and 5 flower petals. See, you can already kind of see how this is going to make our flower, and that's just the easiest thing ever. Alright, let me put some inks away, and I will show you how we finish out this card. It is rare for me to do a project without my Big Shot, so of course I'm going to use that. I'm going to use our Framed Tulips embossing folder with some rose red cardstock. Now this one you want to make sure that you are getting it good and lined up. The cardstock that I'm starting with is going to be 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And when you line it up just right in your embossing folder, you should see your border, and then you should have the same amount of cardstock on all 4 sides. So with those dimensions, it should work out nicely for you. Just going to put this into the Big Shot and run it on through. And Insto Prustic Magic, there you have it, that beautiful border. Sorry, I love that one. Let me move this. And now we're going to begin. So, I want my dimensionals. They are perfect for this stamp set. So I'm going to put one behind each of my blossom petals. I always have people asking me, how do I come up with cards that I can literally make in minutes? And this is one of those that you can. So this is a good card to remember. I'm going to start with 1 leaf, and I'm going to put it right about there. I can tuck my other one in, but that kind of gives me the focal point or the center of my flower. So I'm just going to simply start going, when I see part of that leaf, stick that one down. And I'm just going to pinwheel this. And with dimensionals, you do have a little bit of time to adjust your spacing if you need to. You can peel them up a little bit. Like this one is a little crooked, so I'll just scoot that over. And now I'm going to take this leaf, and we're going to tuck that right there. Alright, so now I've got kind of the base of my card, but I really don't like that center, so I can jazz that up. I'm going to take my paper piercer, and I'm just going to pierce a hole right there. I'm going to use some of our Subtles brads, and these are our glimmer brads. I love glimmer brads. And I'm just going to put that down through the top there and open it up on the back side. So see how sparkly that is? Then I can take a piece of vanilla cardstock, and I'm going to use the words, "Thank you for being you." This is from the stamp set Bold Blossom. I'm going to ink this up in Old Olive. And then use my punch and punch it out. See, don't ever look at the back sides of my projects. They always have googly gosh on them. You really don't want to see that. But no one ever really knows it's there. Except for you. You now know my secret. Alright, so then we're going to go to our snail adhesive and put some snail on the back of our words. Put that in the corner. Now I'm going to put snail on the back. Now I'll give you a little tip. Make sure that you're not pressing your snail in on top of where your embossing is, because it'll flatten it out. So I like to put snail just kind of all around it. And I'm just going to layer this onto some Whisper White cardstock. So there you have it, a beautiful card that you can make in just a few minutes. Remember, you can find a list of the supplies used to make this card on my website below this video at iteachstamping.com. You will also see a picture of the completed project posted there as well. Thank you to one of my viewers that asked me to start doing this. I'm happy to do that. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. And remember, I don't just sell rubber stamps, I teach you how to use them. Have a great day.